Hi everybody. Okay. So I'm gonna make a short video about the recap for both. Um, okay. Hmm. Talk about a role reversal. Hope was trying to make Brooke feel better. Because she's a little too worried about what Steffi's gonna think. Because she doesn't want to ruffle any feathers between Steffi and Rich. Okay. Which at least I can see her point a little bit, but also Steffi needs to grow up and be an adult who has a child. Um, so yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and then let's see. The big deal is apparently they're going to Monte Carlo, and Steffi wanted to go just with Ridge, and then Ridge invited Brooke to Monte Carlo. So Steffi wasn't liking that. Okay, on the other side, um, I don't know. I sound like I'm so conflicted today, and I'm not. But certain storylines and certain verbiage, it gets on my nerves because it starts to turn into rehash, and then I'm like, just don't say that anymore. Um, okay. So what I'm talking about here is Poppy and Bill. And Luna by extension, but more Poppy and Bill because Poppy is Bill's new girlfriend. She just named herself that yesterday. And she didn't like the fact that Katie was still talking to Bill, although Poppy was eavesdropping behind them while they're having the conversation. And then she's trying to be the hostess a little bit too much, where she says, first of all, she comes out of nowhere. Katie thinks she's alone in the house because she's looking for some papers for Will, their son. Okay? And there is no evidence of someone else being in the house. So then when Poppy kind of comes out of nowhere, she's like, oh, and startled. Like, I didn't expect you here. And then Poppy says, oh, so can I, like, a little too sweet. Can I help you with anything? No, not really. Okay. So then today, and the thing I like about Katie reminds me of me because I am the woman who will tell anybody how I really feel. I don't sugarcoat, not not a lot. I I will a little bit given the situation, whatever. Like I don't go out of my way to hurt people, but I also don't just make it super sweet where you don't believe it because people it's really weird. Um People who know me like really good, they will tell me, oh, okay, so what do you think about the situation? And sometimes I'll give the nice, you know, answer, and they're like, okay, that's cool, but what do you really think? So, my friends and family expect me to be brutally honest. Um, and I like the fact that I think in this situation, it's a first love thing where Bill was Katie's first love, number one. Okay. And then Bill, because Bill felt like he had to protect her, he has a special place in his heart for her forever, no matter what happens, to the point where he doesn't want her to get hurt. And it could look controlling or a very you know I don't know. On top of it, like micromanaging, where you question every relationship, that kind of thing. But it's because he really cares about her. Um, and but then conversely, she's the one woman I believe who can be brutally honest with him, and he understands that she's coming from a good place. So they have that kind of relationship that's very, very rare with people. Um, so yeah. So like I said, okay. Katie voices her opinions on Poppy to Bill, and just saying that I know that I'm not trying to ruin your relationship, but I'm just here to say I don't trust her. I don't know why, but I don't trust her. Okay, remember that. It's going to come in handy for today's episode. Because in today's episode, Katie went to see Poppy, or no, Katie went to see Lee and make sure that there were no problems or possible mistakes, quote unquote, with the paternity test. And so Lee, being Lee, says, "Oh no, because I administered the test because I also had the moment where I wasn't totally trustful of uh, Poppy either. So you better believe I did everything by the book, and there were no mistakes." Um, well, okay, I understand where she's coming from. And if she said, "Oh no, I might have messed up," that would not look good for her, and also it would kind of hurt her pride. But I want to introduce another element here, although for soap watchers, it's not too far a stretch. How many times have we seen paternity tests and everything seems to be kosher, and then it turns out 6 months later or whatever amount of time that the father or the mother, but usually the father, wasn't the father you thought. It was this other guy that you had no idea about. But the evidence comes out that it was the other guy and not the first guy you thought it was. And the first guy that took the paternity test, how many times that worked out? So, yeah, you got to remember, we're in soap land. We're not in the real world. We're not in REAL life here. So, yeah. Um, so, like I said before, I think this is a storyline that is going to uh, uh, be a cosmic shift in the landscape of Bold and the Beautiful. But also, um, I never thought I'd say this in a million years. Well, there are two things here I'm going to say that I never thought I'd say. Number one, I never thought I'd be on Bill Spencer's side ever. And number two, I like how Ridge is turning out now. And I didn't think I'd ever say that. So, yeah. But also, to go along with the Bill thing, I don't want Bill, I don't want to see Bill get hurt. And I'm afraid that no matter what happens, Bill is going to get hurt. Because, number one, he's going to be lied to. If if the plan in my head comes to fruition, he's going to be lied to, and then he's going to have trust issues, and then the relationship that was is not going to be anymore. And he might even question Katie for a minute until he realizes and remembers that she has his best interest at heart. But yeah, that might happen here. Yeah. So I don't know. I could see something happening because okay, now go with me down the road a little bit. And I keep track of all the comings and goings of the cast and everything. And I told you that there's this new person supposed to be a lab technician named April. So, what's to say that she won't be involved in this little thing that will start off as a little thing but turn into something huge? So, yeah, watch out for that. And then also, uh, you know, Crew Morrow is going to be in the role of Will, and that's going to be August 15th. So we got about, well, now a couple weeks till that happens because today is the 25th. So we got the end of, let's see, till the end of July, and then a couple weeks into August, and he'll be here. So three weeks, yeah. So keep your eyes out and keep watching. All right, bye guys.